Now let's see the Siddhasana first of all. See, Siddhasana really requires a little bit mobility in our hips, so that's why we did that day butterfly. So butterfly really helping us to improve the little bit more range of motion in our hips, so we can practice this posture a little bit easily. Otherwise, see what happens, if we're having the tightness on the hip, we cannot perform the complete posture. So for the Siddhasana, or whenever you're practicing the asana, especially the sitting position, as I mentioned in the last class, practicing with the both side, you will get used to it. Otherwise, if you're practicing all the time with the one side get flexible, other side remain stiff. So practicing with the both side. Now let's start how we're gonna get into the Siddhasana. It's quite challenging. It really requires the inversion movement of our ankle, little bit twisting our ankle and twisting our knees as well. So we'll sit in a Dandasana position. So I want you to just practice with me just one time, so you will get it. So I want you to just stretch your legs out the way you do in a Dandasana position. So what we're going to do now, let's try with the right side and then with the left side. So similar like a butterfly pose, we're going to roll the right leg externally. You bend your right knee and bring your right heel closer to your pelvic floor region, very closer. So that basically the heel touches to our pelvic floor and the left heel gonna be touching to our genital region. So the heel towards your perineum, and then we're gonna bring. So in this position, knee goes slightly outward direction, not the inward direction. So open your knee as much possible according to the flexibility of your hip. Now next step, so see, we bring the left leg and we're going to rest our left heel, left ankle directly right over the right ankle, okay, the bottom one. So the toes pointing outward, only move your toes underneath your thighs. So you're not going to keep your foot like dorsal flexion, maintain the plantar flexion, the plantar movement of your ankle. So from there, we're going to lift other leg up in this position and we're going to rest our left ankle right over the right ankle first, directly over the bottom one. So the both heels, they comes close to your perineum and genital, they're really closer, and the heels to heel resting on each other, okay. So knee has to be relaxed in this position. If you find really difficult to adjust it, so as an alternative, I will show you later, but first see the posture. So once you rest your heel on the over the bottom heel, so now what you're going to do, it's not a complete position yet. We're going to make a bind in this position. We're going to cross our legs here. So which is a little twisting action on the ankle, can be a little bit challenging. So what I'm going to do now, you see the space between your thigh and the calf. We're going to lock our toes between our thighs and calf here inside. You're going to lock your toes. So use your hand to make a little space between your thigh and calf. Yeah, very nicely. Yeah, it's okay? Good. Now, so we lock already the one leg, so we're going to lock the other leg. This is free. You're going to lock it also. So you're going to insert your right hand between, no, from the top, yeah, between your thighs and calf, and pull it very slowly, very gently. Don't force yourself as much possible. Slowly pull your toes up and adjust the toes between the thighs and calf. So we hook our both toes and the front of the foot between our thighs and calf. They are completely locked in this position. Can you pull a little bit up? Painful? It's okay. No, yeah, you have the ankle. So a little bit slowly, just be there in this position. So the knees and ankles are locking in this position, okay, and the heels closer to the pelvic region, and you're going to keep your back straight, Siddhasana position. So it looks very simple, but quite challenging actually. It really requires the mobility in your ankle and the flexibility of the hip. If you feel like knees are moving high like that, so really required to work on the elasticity of our inner thighs, working on the butterfly position, okay. Or you can get little bit highs. As I'm sitting now, I have a cushion. It make me more comfortable if I sit on the cushion, or you can just little bit height underneath the buttocks will help us to keep our back straight, okay. Siddhasana. Now, in this position, see, if somebody cannot practice this complete asana, but see, most of the time you have seen the people sitting like that. Okay, this is not any asana actually, this is a short version or the half version or variation of the Siddhasana. Okay, this is not any position. We haven't find any posture like that in a book or in our practice. This is a short version, even not like that, but you can try to keep the ankle like that over, or still you cannot open the hip, so you can keep your ankle, the top one, on the calf like that, so you can practicing Siddhasana like that. Okay, if not finding really difficult to twisting the ankle, having the ankle pain or knee pain, we can softly manage to be like that, and all the time keep changing the legs, sometime a left one on the top, sometime right one on the top, Siddhasana position, okay. So it's here, see, we do not force yourself in this position because we are not working on the elasticity of the muscles here. You're working on the range of motion of the ankle and knee and the hip, okay? So no need to force yourself, slowly preparing yourself. So how you can prepare yourself for this position? Very simple exercise like inversion movement of the ankle, eversion movement, like these movement, flexion, extension, these movement, and rotation of your ankle, very basic exercises will really helping us to be more comfortable in that position. And then the next movement of the hip, sorry, knee, like the, what do you call it, rotation, the micro rotation of the knee, like making the circle like 20 times left to right and 20 times opposite direction. And this really effective movement, which is the external rotation of the hip, what we can do to improving the Siddhasana or lotus pose, is called baby swing pose. So you hook your ankle on your top of the inner left elbow and the right arm around your knee. So interlock. So see, it's same like a Sukhasana. Like remember how we're sitting Sukhasana like that? So from it's the same position, but you just lift your ankle up like the way you do the pigeon pose. Just imagine I'm doing the pigeon pose. You know how to do the pigeon pose? Yeah. So it's the same action. So we're going to work on the same muscle in a Sukhasana position, or in a baby swing position, or in a pigeon position when you're working on this. So those are the, we are working on the same muscles but in a different way or different angle. The posture is a little bit changed, name is a different, but the muscles you're going to say, because we have the limited muscles, a limited movement, and there are many postures, okay? So you can preparing your hips, your thighs by doing some baby swing pose or some butterfly pose, like some opening exercise, but not that movement like pushing your knees up and down, but that exercise by rolling and doing some active stretch, which I shown you that day, by working on the extension of the inner thigh, by rolling the inner arch of the foot, and by extending your knees out, will really helping you to improving the elasticity of your inner thigh. So see, as I'm doing the butterfly, the Siddhasana is similar. I keep my knees same position, like I'm trying to work on the extension of my thigh here. I'm trying to push my, because knee is rising up. So what I'm going to do, actively trying to push my knee outward to make the length on my inner thigh so I can make my knee grounded, okay? But if I'm not able to touch my knee down in a butterfly, so it's going to be a little bit challenging, okay? So Siddhasana, as a preparation, we can do ankle rotation, knee rotation, and hip movement. And alternative, we can sitting like that, adjusting the ankle over the other ankle and keeping your hands on the knees, Siddhasana. All right, is okay. So we're practicing this asana while pranayama and while meditation.